Hey guys, Patrick here, your nutrition coach here at Perform and Transform. Today we're talking all about fat, all right? How much fat we should be having, the different types of fat, and what is the main function of fat for our body. So let's dive into it. So what is the main function of fat in our bodies? It helps protect your cells, your organs, and your brain, all right? So in your cells are surrounded by a layer called the cell membrane, and it's made up of predominantly fat cells, all right? In your organs, you have your, like your lungs, your heart, your digestive tract, and all of these things, they collide against each other when you're running, when you're jumping. So to protect it, our body has a layer of protective fat surrounding your organ so that it doesn't collide and bang into each other, all right? And this is really, really important for the brain. You don't want your brain to be smashing into your skull. Our body has a layer of protective fat to line it, all right? Now, fat is the main fuel source for most of your activities. So whether you're sleeping, you're sitting, or you're walking, you're mostly burning energy from fat, all right? If your heart rate is less than 70% of your maximum heart rate, then the main fuel source is coming from fat. Now, if you're working harder, if you're exercising, you're working out, you're running, during that time period, most of the energy that you're burning is coming from carbs, all right? Now, on your treadmill, if you have a treadmill, there is a button called the fat burning zone. And most people think, oh, if I go in the fat burning zone on my treadmill, I'm gonna be burning off all the fat. This is a complete myth, okay? The button on your fat burning zone is targeted so that most of the energy that you're using does come from fat, but you're not using a whole lot of energy because you're going really slow, all right? In order to maximize burning the fat, you need to work a little bit harder. You have to go at your targeted heart rate. Now, your target heart rate kind of depends on your activity level, but I would recommend anywhere from 75 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. And if you're going at that intensity, you're burning more calories and you're putting yourself in more of a calorie deficit. Remember, the only way to lose weight is to be in a calorie deficit. And when your body is in a calorie deficit, it actually breaks down the fat in our belly and our hips and our thighs. It breaks down the fat into energy through a process called beta oxidation, all right? And this is how we lose the belly fat in our tummy and our thighs and our hips. Fat also helps you feel full longer, and it helps maintain a healthy blood sugar level. So what are the different types of fats? You have three main types. You have your saturated, you have your trans, and you have your unsaturated. Now, your saturated fats, these are your bad fats, all right? So anything that's at room temperature is usually bad. So your butter, your lard, these are all bad, and usually comes from meat sources like meat and dairy. So these are your saturated fats. On average, you want to be having less than 10% of your calories coming from saturated fats. The next is even worse, your trans fats. So trans fat is really, really bad. You want to be eliminating all trans fat from your nutrition. And the reason being is it puts you at a very, very increased risk of developing heart disease, and trans fats also boost your bad cholesterols. So you want to be limiting your trans fat. And then next you have unsaturated fats. These are your good fats, all right? So usually your unsaturated fats come from plant-based sources, nuts, seeds, avocado, olives, olive oils. These are all unsaturated good fats. There's two main sources. You have your omega-3s and your omega-6s. Most people have enough omega-6s, but it's the omega-3s that most people are short on. All right, so how much fat should we be having for our body? The recommended amount of fat that you should be having is anywhere from 20 to 35% of your total calories, all right? Most people have way too much calories coming from fat. So your first week of tracking your MyFitnessPal, you'll be able to look, oh my goodness, I didn't know I consumed that much fat. Most people do, right? So what you wanna do is you wanna eliminate the bad fat, your saturated and your trans fat, and you wanna keep all of the good fats that you're having, the unsaturated fats, all right? Now, fat is actually really, really dense in calories. That's why we recommend only having a thumb size, all right? A gram of protein, a gram of carbs has 4 calories. Fat is more than double, 9 calories, so you have to be careful here. Remember, everything in moderation. All right, so here's a list of some omega-3 fatty acids. Usually it's the omega-3s people are short on. A main source of omega-3 fatty acids comes from fish. So your tuna, your salmon, your mackerel, these are great options. You can also get them from plant-based sources as well, like flaxseed, chia seeds, walnuts, tofu. Those are all great. Over here is a list of some unsaturated fats. These are the good fats: almonds, cashews, walnuts, peanut butter, cheese, yogurt, avocados. These are all great. Remember, just a thumb size. All right, so this leads to our nutrition challenge of the week. Level 1 is to eliminate two bad sources of fat. So remember, trans fat and saturated fat, these are bad sources of fat, so try to replace it with something better. Level 2 is to try 2 new sources of healthy fats. So these are your unsaturated fats. And level 3 is to actually track your fat, and if you're trying to lose weight, not having more than 40 grams of fat per day. So comment below which challenge you're going to be doing this week: level 1, level 2, level 3. Thanks for watching and allowing us to transform your life through fitness.